one of the video that I did about the battle belt and my setup here, I complained a little bit on this particular battle belt about the belt itself. And what I'm going to do here is, this is just a belt that I'm going to put through my battle belt. Now, like what I said, on this battle belt that I've got here, it's set up in its design. It's got an integrated belt that runs through it. I don't like that. I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to replace it with this belt. This belt is a little bit sturdier. I'm not real happy with the clasp on it. We're going to go ahead and test it just like I do everything and see how it is, and go from there. Like I say, I test some of this stuff, this off stuff, that's not a Black Hawk or something that's a really nice, name brand, or original special operation equipment, something like that, whatever. I do this because not everybody can afford the latest, greatest, most high-speed stuff that's out there, and I like to try, and whenever I find something that looks like it could be good for normal civilian use, for guys that just like to go out and shoot and have fun and want the convenience of some of the more military style stuff, because let's face it, this is convenient, having the setup like this. It's much better than just having all your rounds and all your crap laying on the tailgate of your truck and having to walk back to it every time that you're done shooting. It just lets you have more fun. You get your medical stuff with you right there, you keep your magazines out of the dirt. It just makes sense. So anyways, there's no reason for the normal guy to have to spend that kind of money on it. So I like to get in stuff like this and try it out. If it is something that's any good, I will either get it in and start carrying it, where I can turn around and sell it to you guys and help y'all out, or I'll tell you don't buy it. Well, if it's good, if I don't get it in, I'll tell you where to get it. If it's no good, I'll tell you not to buy it. I'll tell you it's no good, or I'll tell you why. So anyways, that's kind of what the deal is there. And I guess we can go ahead and get to it. First thing I'll do is I'm going to remove my handgun here off the quick disconnect. I'm going to attempt to do this with everything still attached. I'd rather not have to undo that all. The way this thing's set up, it's actually got another buckle there. Like I say, there's a lot going on here, and I just don't prefer it. So what I'm going to do is okay, got a pair of scissors, and as you can, I don't know if you should be able to see, right here, it's actually sewn in there. And that's part of this belt, and that's where I'm going to cut it. Cut this monkey. I'll worry about getting it closer later. That's decent webbing. Will be able to be saved for something else. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to come back and get it a little closer. I got everything out of the way now. Ah! Just kidding. Okay. Now we'll get the other side. What do we have here? Like I say, I take a little bit of heat on some of this crap, so to speak, that's often referred to. People have said to me, well, why you test that crap and you run that crap, that's what you get. Whenever I report to you guys that something has failed or something's not worked out right. But those people are clearly people that have not taken the time to look through my videos, and that if they would realize that that's the point. The point is to check on this stuff, to test it out. We know that the high dollar, higher end stuff is gonna be decent. I mean, granted, yeah, some of it is better than others, and all within the same price range. But we know that pretty much anything that you pay a chunk of change for, well, it's going to be pretty good. It's not going to give you all kinds of problems, necessarily. But on this stuff, we don't know. Nobody knows. Okay. I guess now what I should do is figure out if the belt is going to fit me right. And I think, see, the way this is you've got Velcro right here on each side, and you can adjust it that way. So what I'm thinking is, I think that that'll actually be pretty good for me. And I'm going to look at this and make sure that see if there's a top and bottom or anything like that. Alright. This is a wire puller, like for wiring homes and stuff. It's just a fiberglass rod. And I'm going to pass it through this side. I'm going to feed it on through. Damn hat in the way. Sorry, guys. Okay. There we go. Now it's sticking through both sides. Got it fed how I want it. And make sure to put the right side how you want it. Right now my battle belt is up. And so what we'll do here is I'm going to use electrical tape, just regular old black electrical tape. And there it went. Have your tape ready. And let me make sure that I've got the right side. Okay, I want the fuzzy side facing me. So we'll go like that. So you want to have a good bit of overlap. If you've never pulled wires or anything like that, you want to make sure to have a good bit of overlap, because the more overlap that you have, the more real estate that you have to clamp on, or to tape, to tighten on it. And what I'm doing is I'm going to fold this over it, because you want it to be a small signature. Talking about radar. Everybody knows I have coffee when I watch radar. We can't stop. It's too dangerous. We have to slow down first. Bullshit! Stop this thing! I order you! Stop! Sir, are you okay? Are we stopped yet? Great. Take a 5-minute break. Smoke if you got 'em. I will offer a prize to the first person that tells me what movie I was just quoting. And now I'm actually going to go crossways from the grain that I just was. And this time it'll help lock in that front. This may not be necessary to do all this, but I have done some pulls before where you end up pulling it loose part of the way through, and so I don't want to do that with this. So, alright. I'm going to zoom in on that so you all can see what I've done there. It's just folded it around and taped it. That way, whenever I pull on the other side, it'll pull it through. when I buy another camera, the two things that it's going to have is a decent night vision, and it's going to have a freaking remote. So to begin with, we'll get it started on this end. And remember to keep the proper side, especially since it's folded here, keep the right side pointed the way you want it. We have barely even began and we're already bound up. There we go. Okay. And keep the fuzzy side up, which will be against me. There we go. Now whenever you undo this, be careful not to cut your belt or whatever it is that you're dealing with. I'll just do a little snip. And a lot of times whenever you do this, you think, well, I'll just unravel it. Yeah, it doesn't always work like that, because once this tape gets all matted in together, it almost becomes one piece. So a lot of times the chances of you being able to just unravel it aren't that high. And so if you are unable to just unravel it, just do what I'm doing here. That's why I'm going straight to this way, because everyone knows how to unravel something. But you can go down through here and just be careful. The only reason I'm cutting it like this is because it's got the heavier cordage on the edges, and I'm not worried about slicing them with as little amount of pressure as I'm putting on it. So, pull that loose. Put your tape, and now you've got a belt run through your battle belt. So now I can go ahead and put my buckle back on. Got to put your retainer on first. Something I'm going to do, I'm going to clean up some of these straggler cords here. Do this with great care. When you use a torch around nylon, it can do great things for you, and it can mess some stuff up too. And these are all things that, you know, when you're paying a low amount of money, it's not that big of a deal to need to do a little bit of maintenance on your stuff. But if you've gone out and you've spent high dollars on stuff like that, you don't want to have to do any cleanup work. There we go. And just for the guys that may not know, the reason I'm using the torch is because with nylon, you end up, the torch will take care of any of your stragglers. It will melt it, and it will ball it up and keep it from fraying. And that's very important. So, because once you start fraying, unless you get it melted, it's not going to stop. Little things like this buckle, this is one thing about this belt that I said I didn't like. This buckle's cheap ass. It is just, I mean, it's like Tyco or Tonka Toys or something like that. Not happy with the buckle, but we'll see how it runs. So, we'll go up. right back through. If you have problems with the Velcro sticking, let me zoom in and I'll show you. If you've got problems with your Velcro sticking whenever you run your buckle through, because see, you've got to run it through, and you have to run the second side through. You can do two things. Whenever I go to try and put this through there, it's sticking to my Velcro already right here, and it's getting stuck. So I got two choices. I can put like a piece of cardboard or something in there over that Velcro to keep this part of the Velcro from getting on it while I feed it through. Or I can just simply run this up to here to where it's going to be the same kind of Velcro on the same kind of Velcro, at least to begin with. And then I can go ahead and run it through without it trying to stick too much to itself. Now, it's nothing unheard of to need to grab a pair of pliers when you're weaving molle or dealing with any of this stuff. That's quite a common need. A good old pair of needle nose is hard to beat. And what I'll do here, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on. Now I'm going to test it. We'll see how it fits. Of course, I got to keep in mind I have a holster, inside the waistband holster on right now. So I will need to take up some slack, it's looking like. But that belt's definitely going to be better. So, that's where we're at. Let me get something to feed in there. A pair of needle nose will work just fine. Get it started. These needle nose have a bent tip on them, which, I mean, it's supposed to be bent. Let you get in there. Once you get something in, you can use anything, like just take this nylon poker for instance. I can stick it on through there, and that makes sure I don't pull it back tight. Gives me something to pull with. Now ideally you'll have something a little bit shorter than this nylon poker, but for now that'll work. I'm going to leave that in. Like I said, ideally maybe something like a pencil or a pen, but that nylon poker happened to be standing. It was standing there. Yeah, that's right. All right. I feel like I'm in a sand dune. I don't want someone to run me over in the sand dune, so I've got this flag on so no one hits me. I try. So anyways, maybe just a little bit tighter, and that's going to be good. I had to adjust the belt how it is, but either ways, you guys see what I'm talking about. And now I've got this stupid thing in my face. So anyways, that's how you thread a belt through. There's all kinds of other ways. I would love to hear some of y'all's methods. If anybody's got another method, another idea, something that you like doing better, let me know. And if you have good experience with a particular loadout, you got something that has really worked for you, a brand or something like that, throw it in the comments. Let me know and let everybody else know. Because like I say, I'm doing this not because I think I know better than anybody else. All I can do is throw out my experiences what I'm dealing with right now, and I'm limited to my experiences. So I can learn just as much from you all as y'all can learn from me. I can actually learn a lot more from y'all than what you could learn from me. So either way, thanks for watching, and tell your friends about it.